Hello everyone, this is Awkward Audrey, and here today we are going to be doing the Drawlloween theme of Haunted Hard Drive. Woo! For those of you who are just jumping in on this, every year I've done Drawlloween, um, and this year I'll be doing it with watercolors. And yesterday's theme was, um, just a second. Ooh. Yesterday's theme was Return of the Living Bread, and tomorrow's theme will be I don't even remember. I just looked this up. Oh well, I'll look it up right before right before I wrap up this video. So what I'm thinking for Haunted Hard Drive is I kind of liked iRobot, like the ghost of the in the machines kind of. That's what it made me think of, but that's not necessarily scary. That's kind of like the beginning of life, which is not really Halloweeny. So I was thinking possibly browser history, but because that's ultimately scary. I'm thinking that hi Cindy, hi Sam. Um and so so I'm thinking either a Ghost in the Machine or browser history. Whichever one ends up being the more haunted hard drive feel to it. Or also kind of like I'm thinking which one would be more fun to draw. So we'll see how it goes. Today's preparation is a little different. As you can see, why is it dark and yellow? Hi, Kathy. Why is this dark and yellow? I don't understand. Oh, maybe it's just too bright. That was what it was. Okay. So, for today's haunted hard drive, you know what? I think I'm feeling Ghost in the Machine, and I'll try to make it, iRobot-ish, but slightly creepier. Today I have a little bit different where I've removed this from the pad of paper. I've laid it down with masking tape, and I'm going to just wet the whole thing. No, hi Kathy, and I will wet the whole thing with this sponge. I couldn't find the rest of my brushes in the 30 seconds that I looked for them, so I will only be using the one brush today. But I'm thinking I'll use this to kind of wet it down after I sketch out my idea, and then we'll go from there. So Ghost in the Machine / haunted hard drive. Yep. And here we have the studio audience. Da-da, sitting over there. Can't quite see her because this camera is weird, but there she is. Let's see. So for haunted hard drive. Haunted hard drive. I'm kind of thinking it'd be really cool to have a face, and faces are really hard, so that's ambitious, but a very simple face, maybe right here. And then if I could do this, we'll see if I can actually do this or not. Hi, Shannon. And then if I could get like let's see, we'll kind of have it like they have the glow of the like laptop or the screen on them as they stare out from the darkness here. So it's going to be really dark background, I think. Maybe sort of ethereal looking. Maybe some digital lines possibly, and maybe some text on the back of this here, so it looks spooky. Text is really hard, so maybe not that. Text is really hard, so maybe not that. So I'll think I'll kind of ponder that while I sketch this person's face. Oh, what I think I want to draw. Now, light is really hard to draw. Light from a single source at like a down angle is also really hard to draw. But I'm kind of excited to try it out. Let's see, so eyebrows. Well, kind of, this person will have a pasty, pallor look to them. Let's see. How's that showing up for you guys? Kind of get an idea for it? I think it's showing up pretty good. Nose. And I think we'll make this a woman. And we'll give her kind of dour, downturned mouth here with a thin upper lip and kind of a jutted out lower lip. Give her some cheeks. Oh, thanks, Shannon. I'm glad you're sharing this. I hope people enjoy it. Yesterday, a gentleman named Apple came on. He was from Italy, or he was from the Philippines, but was currently in Italy. So he probably isn't going to be able to make it tonight because it's so much later than I did it yesterday. But I thought that was interesting. Okay, so that looks kind of about right, I think. For general face structure, because I don't want to put too much detail into this, especially since I'll be doing this with watercolor. I'm not confident in my skills right now. This is only the second day I've been doing this since high school. So I think if I try to keep the details simple, then I'll get more confidence and I'll be able to go from there. Let's see. So let's go hair. Hair can cover a multitude of sins, especially if like the head is a little too big. It's just hair. If you're not sure exactly how the neck is or the ears are going to turn out, cover it with hair. Hair is beautiful that way. So I think let's give her let's see, kind of, and for those who don't know how to draw a face, hi, Shannon. So what I am drawing is today's theme is haunted hard drive. So I'm going to be drawing this woman's face lit up by a computer screen, and this will be the computer screen. And I haven't quite decided what's going to be the background, but it's probably going to be dark with some ghost figures coming out of it. And maybe they're like saying browser history or ex-boyfriend, or I don't know. But I'm thinking it's going to be funny if you if you draw it like that, but I kind of want her to have a scared look on her face. But I don't want to do too much detail. Oh, hi, Jason. But right now, since I don't want to put too much detail into her face, because if I try to do that with watercolor, it'll be difficult. I'm going to kind of cover it up with hair. And the best way to do that is with straight hair. Want it to look kind of realistic though, not just like that. Hi, Andrea! So like it looks like I'm kind of like I've had the split down the part here, had the split over to the side. So I'm gonna kind of continue that on. And for those who aren't familiar with drawing faces, here's kind of how you build a face is from the corners of the eyes to the little lips of the mouth. It should be an equilateral triangle. And also an equilateral triangle is from the corners of the eyes to the tip of the hairline. So if you're going to have like a widow's peak, that is where you would start drawing that. Eyes, generally it's, there is an eye in between each space. So this is one eye, this would be like a third eye, and then the final eye. And then depending on what the person looks like, sometimes people look like what makes them unique is that they break from the structure, like their eyes are farther apart, or they are closer together, or they have a big forehead, or they have a long face. So it looks, yeah, there we go. Jason's gonna back me up here. He knows, he's really good at digital art. What is the name of the comic you've been working on, Jason? It's a really cute comic about a girl and her dragon. But yeah, this is so kind of like this will be the hairline right here and the temples. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the hair kind of swept like that. And then like that. Knightosaurus, there we go. Okay, so hair has been added to kind of give her a worried look. I'm going to kind of knit her eyebrows up like that. Let's see, and then I'm thinking we'll just do a very skinny, simple nose. And since we'll be doing the shadows going to be coming kind of from up and down on her face, it means that her nose would kind of have the shading like right here. And her cheeks like right there. So kind of I'm going to put lines there to remind me where I think those shapes should be. And we're not going to do ears because I barely know how to draw ears, let alone paint watercolor ears. Let's see. So it looks like we'll have some room to kind of draw her shoulders if I wanted. I don't know if I want to do that though. I think I'm going to kind of keep those in obscurity. So just kind of imply that they're there, but not go much further. And then this will be our screen right here. How far is that? So this is like the rule of thumb here. Is where I'm not exactly sure what the distance is, so I'm just going to kind of guess. Rule of thumb. There we go. And then just kind of guess. Like that. Now screens generally have a three-dimensional look to them, so maybe I will add some corners to that. And do something like that. This looks a little too skinny for me, for especially how close she is. Maybe what I can do is make this less intense. Maybe if it were like that. There we go. I think that looks better. Not like it's springing out of her lap. So that is about 1 pointer finger wide from the side here. So we'll go like that. And erase those lines I just made earlier. I'm not sure what to put on the back of this though. Make her shoulders a little smaller, a little higher. She's like she's kind of hunched. And have some hair coming behind her, like that. Okay, I think we have the general look now. So I'm thinking what I will do is I will, because what you do with watercolors, you start with the lighter stuff first and you move on to the darker stuff, because it's really hard to get, to make something dark lighten up. No matter what you do, there's always going to be a little bit of the pigment that you put down left. So I'm going to kind of go through. This is it. This is what I think the general idea of this is going to be. Oh, HP on the back, or Dell, a little apple. Ooh. Let's see. Maybe, well, like what would be a creepy thing? Like a poison apple? Maybe? I'm just going to kind of leave that there for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of lighten up these lines I have made, so that when I go to watercolor over them, I don't have to worry about them being permanent. They're going to be there to help me, guide me along, but they're not going to be a set in stone part of the piece, I hope. Ooh, a ghost or a skull. Ooh. I like that idea. A ghost or a skull on the back of the laptop. Oh, hi Terry. Skull apple. Oh, you know what that makes? You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of Snow White with the skull apple. It has the, you know how she the witch dips the apple into her brew and it comes out with this little skull on it. I think that would be really cool to draw. I think I'd want a reference photo of that though. I think I could make it work. Okay, so these lines are lightened up. Lighten up already, guys. Jeez, it's only Halloween. Okay. But let's see, a final skull. Let's see. Skulls are so hard if you do them wrong, too. Kind of make it round like an apple. And then Skulls always kind of look happy yet worried. Let's see. I think. By the way, I'm thinking that a mechanical pencil is not the way to do this. But since I'm not going for perfection here, I feel like that's okay. Just gonna put it out there though, whoever, if you're trying to take notes from this, don't use a mechanical pencil. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with something like that. Ooh, instead of a stem but a knife. I like it. What is the challenge today? The challenge today is haunted hard drive. So what I'm gonna be doing is, there's gonna be this woman with her face lit up by a screen, and on the back of the screen we're deciding what to do. I think Shannon's onto something. Instead of a stem, it'll be a knife. Like that. Da da da. Maybe a little bit more delicate, a little bit tinier. Oh, thanks, Andrea. I like it too. It's been very helpful. Get me started, because then I don't have to think about it so hard when I am drawing somebody's face and it's been a while. I kind of get anxious about a white piece of paper, so it gives me a starting spot. Okay. So there's a skull apple with a knife coming out of it. Now we'll see if I can do any of this at all with watercolor. Ah, good times. Um, what's also good times? My paintbrush. My paintbrush rolled onto the floor at some point. I don't know when. So you can see it's still green from yesterday, from all the green I used. So I think some of these pigments are really strong, stronger than I anticipated. Hopefully that won't affect today too much. I don't think it will, but you never know. So today, let's start with the kind of the background. Let's get the background started. And I'll take this and kind of just get it wet. And then I think what I'm going to do is along the edges, I'll go with black, and we'll kind of bleed into the color into the picture. I don't know if that's what will actually happen, but I think that's what it will. I think that's what's going to happen. And kind of be careful around the head here. You should clean brushes well after. Yeah, that's what I did, Shannon. I put it in soap and it still didn't come out. But like I really do think it's these one, it's this really cheap brush, and it's also these really cheap watercolors, because yesterday when I was painting, it became really apparent really quick when I was using the blue that there was some sort of undertone that was really strong because I could not move it. It was like a highlighter. Like I had taken a highlighter to the paper, and I could not change it. Even though I could move the rest of the pigment around, the highlighter blue was there for life. Okay. Kind of get a feel for how it is on the color, or on the wetness of the paper. I think I got all the places. Gonna go over it again. And there we go. Now for the black, which will probably come out like a gray because I'm not going in, hopefully, too strong. Okay. Ooh. I don't know if it's coming up on the screen there, but when I pull it down, you can really see it coming from the big patch. It's like being tugged down into the rest of the painting. Now to outline the head. Oof. Maybe put a little too much water on this. That's okay. It'll dry, and then I'll go back again later for more detail. See how it's kind of fading out here? I really like that. Okay. Ooh, that came out really strong. I'm thinking since the screen is supposed to be really bright, this part down here should probably should be dark, because the screen will not be lighting up this part right here. Oh, thank you. The audience has brought me more paper towels. Hi, Lily. How's it going? So since the screen is going to be shining up towards her face, this part will be dark down here, I think. Okay. I'm going to use some of the audience's paper towels here. Kind of pick up any excess water so that it can dry a little bit quicker. Oh, and it left a kind of texture. I kind of like that. Not intentional, but I kind of like it. Okay. Not really sure. So there, it would be a little bit darker behind her head because the light, her head will be blocking the light from the screen. So let's see, kind of fade it out this way, I think. And make it darkest right at the top of her head. Right behind here. Like that. Ah, nope, nope. Stop that. Mm, mm. Okay. So maybe there should be like in order to kind of because I'm starting to get the feeling that there's a wall right behind her. I can't tell. Ooh, that's really dark. I can't tell if that would be good to have a wall or if it should just be like empty space. If there was empty space, I'm not sure how I would watercolor that to look good. So we'll just kind of go and see what happens the more I progress here. Okay. I do like this dark. The darker it gets, the happier I feel. Because then it gives kind of a feel, a foreboding on the page. It gets a really rich color. You guys know what I'm talking about? I hope it's showing up on the camera well enough. Okay. I'm going to kind of blend it out. Okay. And what YouTube tells me that is like water is like white. So it's like if you want to lighten stuff up, you use water. We'll see if I can use that correctly or not. Oh, from Andrea. Oh, it's showing up great. I hope I can watch the full video tomorrow. Does anyone know if it will still play? It's not once it's on? So that is a good question, Andrea. So what I'm going to do is after I'm done recording this is I'm going to one, post it to Facebook. That way you can see all the comments that were made while the video was recorded. And then I'm going to post it to YouTube so that you can because I don't know how to fix this, but when you watch a Facebook Live video, you kind of have to watch it all the way through. And this is going to be a long video. I don't want to force anybody to watch all of this if they don't want to. So I'm going to put it on YouTube so that you can watch it and see what parts you are most interested in, and fast forward or rewind as you would like. So if you look tomorrow, there will be both a YouTube video and this video on Facebook. Are you using black alone or is it mixed? Right now, I'm just using black, but I will be adding colors at some point. So let's see. Next, so now I think I'm going to let that dry before, because I'm thinking it'd be kind of cool to have like a dark blue feel to it. So I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna go back in later with some blue. Yeah, I'll put the YouTube link on my Facebook page. Now I'm most concerned about is the face. Yeah, I don't think you have to, but it's I don't know. Every time I've watched a Facebook Live video, even after it's been done, I have to watch it from the from the beginning. And I don't think that's quite right. Maybe there's just a trick I don't know, or I'm just doing it too soon after the recording. So I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna we're gonna kind of outline this lady's face in purple. I think is what I'm feeling. And we're gonna do it very lightly. So like there's like almost nothing on my brush, just a lot of water and the tiniest bit of purple. And so that way we can kind of get started on giving her face some form. And because I don't want her to have a solid line, I'm kind of drawing it in, and then I'm brushing it into the rest of the face, so that it's a smoother gradient. I don't know. This side is looking way better than that side. Okay. There we go. I am really nervous, guys, about how to shade faces. It's really easy to shade faces when it's kind of assumed that they're going to be in the light of day. But when at an angle like this, it is much more specific, and you kind of know when it's wrong, but you don't necessarily know what it's going to look like. Until it's too late. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Andrea. Oh, thanks, Terry. Oh, you guys are so supportive. This is so wonderful. Okay. I think I've kind of added something to most of this face. And I'm just gonna be really cautious. I'm gonna try to be really cautious about where I add more color, because at some point I am going to make a mistake and it's just going to look like smudges. But if I can fix it, you won't notice those mistakes. Okay. So now we're gonna kind of go in. I think I'm gonna go in with a little bit of blue, the faintest blue, you know, with that like kind of highlighter undertone. So I got to be careful. Go in with a blue to kind of, because like I imagine computer screens do have quite a blue, like it's a cool tone. It's a cool white instead of like a warm light. So let's see. Go for the eyes here and the nose, because I think, nope, the sides of the nose I think would would be best. Okay, I think we'll make the sides of the nose a little bit darker. And then a little bit on the tip of the nose as it juts out. Just shows kind of like a little button nose. It kind of upturned sides, it gets upturned slightly. Let's see if we can kind of blend it to make it more face shaped instead of just lines. Oh, faces are so hard. Not sure how I feel about that. It's pretty colors. It just might not, it's not really given that round feeling that a nose usually gives. Maybe, is it too wet? It might be too wet. Yeah, it's too wet. Okay. Let's see, so and then above the cheeks a little bit, because she's kind of worried. So her eyes are squinting a little bit. This is coming out. This is coming out purple. I think I've been using the, the wrong palette. That's okay. It still looks kind of good. Okay. Gonna get a little darker out here by the edges as we get towards the sides of the face that aren't going to reflect back the light of the screen. Her chin would probably reflect it, and then a little bit over here would not. So that probably as well. This probably would be darker than the bottom of the chin. So we'll go with that. And kind of highlight the chin a little bit. I think. There's got to be a better way to do this. I'm not sure what it is though. Okay. One, look at reference photos, I would think. Actually study a face before just diving in and painting it. That'd probably be best. Okay. So since she's kind of squinting, the corners of her eyes are probably squinting too, or kind of scrunched up. So we're gonna make those a little darker as well. Okay, I think since these are gonna be her cheeks. I imagine like probably this is where the light's gonna shine the most, and then in between there and here is gonna get from lighter to darker. So we're just gonna kind of pull that in a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Maybe? Yeah, I think so. That kind of gives the right feeling. I think I like this side because it's get a little darker more towards the bottom. So we're gonna try that again. We're gonna try that on this side. Kind of this can Oh, maybe there's too much water. There might be too much water on this. Okay. When it gets too damp, it's really hard to move the colors around like I want. Mm. Do y'all have any plans for Halloween? I'm actually going to be in a house this year, so I'll probably be able to actually decorate and put candy out for like trick-or-treaters. I'm super excited. I'll be in a house this year too. Sam, you can't say that. We're both going to be in the same house. Sam's ridiculous. In case you all were wondering, Sam is ridiculous. Okay. I made it a little too dark, so I'm trying to pick up some of this pigment, and it's proving a little difficult. Yeah, I'm picking up the paper. Yeah, it's too wet. Definitely need to let that dry. Okay, now for the upper lip mouth area. What is this called? It's not the upper lip, but it's that area between your lip and your nose. I can't remember. There is a word for it. It has a specific word. Yeah, I don't know. But since I'm not sure how to do that, I'm going to just move on to something I think I know how to do, which is going to be the outline near the hair on the forehead. I did an outline there, and then gonna try and drag it down a little bit. Of course you would say that, Jason. Of course you would support Sam in all this. His terrible, terrible jokes. Okay. Hmm. I really am nervous about this nose. Noses are hard. Faces are hard. Dang. Why did I do this? I should have just done like a little ghost coming out of a computer. That's all I should have done. I had to be ambitious and do an actual like human face. I'm afraid of no jokes. Good. That's good. I hear the pitter patter of little feet and little claws. Okay. I'm glad you're doing it. Thanks, Andrea. That means a lot because this is really outside my comfort zone. Okay. Hmm. I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna let let that dry a little bit because I'm really not sure what I'm supposed to do next. I know if I try to keep messing with it, it'll probably end up getting smudged. So I'm gonna let the face dry a little bit, kind of get some of these papery flecks off, and then let's do the hair. Let's make the hair. Let's see. Let's make the hair a dark green. How about green? Green is my favorite color. So I think what my plan is I'm gonna kind of go with the mid-tone of hair here. And then there will be a couple highlights that frame the face, and then there'll be a couple shadows here in the back. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to think when doing watercolor. It is kind of how you're supposed to think when doing just shapes in general. So we'll see. Okay, I think we'll start like a shade here. Go out like that. No, it'll go down like that. I think. This is really fun. I'm kind of getting into it. All right. It's kind of like calligraphy. I love how you use color. Thank you, Kathy. I think what we'll do now is we'll make it a really dark green with some green and black. Well, I put I put too much black over there. This is supposed to be a dark green, and this is just pretty much black. I'm just gonna try this again. There we go. It's a little bit better. Oh, pitter patter, pitter patter. Okay. Spooky green. We'll go up from sides and kind of go into the middle of the crown of the face. Not the face, crown of the head with all the hair on it. Okay, kind of like that. Now we're going to add a little bit more water to kind of dilute the very pigmented color that I have going on here. And go from there. So the idea is that this would then, you'll get that really bright, vibrant green underneath, but then I'll be able to shade on top of that so that it doesn't look so cartoony. I don't know if that's how it's actually going to turn out, but that's my hope. It's kind of my hope here. Because I don't want it to kind of like make her look like she has actually like Medusa green hair. But I do like the idea of it being green. Oh, oops. Nope. Too much. Too much. Let's go over here now. Don't know exactly what this is supposed to look like. You know where the probably darker. So let's do that. Let's kind of make it dark from the center here. There, hey, I kind of like that. You kind of get the feel that there's light coming from the front and no light coming from the back. The black on top of the green is really good. Okay. Whew! I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks so. Okay. So now, since I'm imagining that this is going to be like the highlights, where it's the shiniest from the computer screen, I have to make that look like that's where the light's coming from. So now it's time to go in with like the barest pigment. Let's see. Let's see if I can do it without going too dark. Yeah. I don't know. It's really not giving it the right feel. I don't think here, like maybe like that. Hair is really tricky. I might have to make some parts of it darker so that it looks like the light it really is coming from one direction. Okay. Yeah. All right. Maybe that's gonna have to be good enough. Then I think I'll let that dry. And then when I am ready, I will go over it with a little bit of brown. So it'll look less Medusa-y and more and more like regular hair. Okay. How's the face doing? The face is pretty dry. So I feel like I could probably work on the face now, which is scary. Oh, hi Holly. Is that how you pronounce your name, Holly? Mm. Let's see if I can click that. Okay. Oh, good. Good, good. Okay. Now I think I'm gonna do the. Ugh, the eyes are so intimidating. Oh, and there's still a little bit of green on here. That is so frustrating. I really do need like 1,000 brushes to make sure I don't get any pigment. Oh well. So now we're going to, I think let's do the eyes, because I really do like doing eyes. I hope I don't mess this up because eyes are one of the most important things of a face. Like you can mess up a nose and like people might not realize it, but if you mess up eyes, people notice it right away. So let's see. So she's gonna have her eyes are going to be kind of open a little bit, like in horror. So in like terror. So not much of the lid will be showing, but a little bit of the lid will be showing. So I think let's outline how wide her eyes are going to be. And try to make it even. I think I just made this one way bigger. There you go. And because her eyes are squinting, that means that this bottom part will be pulled more towards the center than they might normally would. From the corners of her eyes. Oh, my phone just went really dark. Wonder how the battery's doing. Huh, my battery's at 5%. Hold on to your horses for a second. I need to charge my phone. Time to plug in my phone. Time to plug in my phone. Let's see. Okay, I think my computer monitor needs to be plugged in right at this moment, so we're unplugging it. this plug too? Oh, that doesn't need to be plugged in. Okay, try this again. This is not convenient. This is not convenient, guys. Okay. And the phone is now plugged back in. Oh, geez. It was a very short cord. So we're going to have to kind of move operations here, I think. All right. So what we're going to do... Oh, we can't move operations. It's taped to the dang table. Ah! I gotta drive now. Thank you for this fun. Oh, thank you for tuning in, Holly, and I hope you drive safe and have a good evening. Okay, let's see. Oof. Let's see. I think if I pull this closer, we might be able to do this. It is cool seeing her in a different light while we plugged in. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. My dear husband is helping out with an extra power cord that allows him to plug into a power cord, which allows this to be plugged in. There we go. Ta-da! Sam saves the day! There we go. Bye! Ooh, and now the lights are, in my face. Need to adjust a second. Oh. Blinded by the light. Revved up like a deuce. Another runner in the night. Okay. I think now that we've averted a crisis, I hope my phone doesn't, I hope now that I'm plugged in, I hope the phone doesn't die on me. If not, I'll post a picture of it later, and you'll see the final results of my painting. Okay. Bye, Jason. You take care. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your input while I've been working on this. Okay, so now I'm going to, where was I? Where was I before my phone almost died? Why does it look like me? Hey Liz, I mean, we all see in a painting what we want to see. So I really think this says a lot about you. Okay, so now I think, oh man, I think what we're going to do, I'm going to add some color here, like that, to the sides of the nose. And kind of have the bridge there, and pull it down towards the tip of the nose. Maybe that doesn't quite look right. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. Not an inkling. Okay, now let's see. So I think I'm gonna try and pull in some of this darkness here into her lid, where her lid would be. Like that. And now, eyebrows. Now it's really interesting. Doing eyebrows is actually very interesting because you pretty much gotta draw people without eyebrows and they look very bizarre. And then you on top of that you put the hair. So I think what we're gonna do, because the light's gonna be coming from the bottom and and go from the top. Came back on to see Holly, stopped in. Yeah, it's good. Stop in again. I'd love to hear from you. And on Thursday you'll be here in person. Oop, had a hair on my phone. Okay. So since this lady here has the lights coming from the bottom and the center, the top, and normally you highlight the top of the eyebrow, but since that's not going to be happening, because the light's coming from the bottom, we're going to be shading it a little bit. Not too much. Because the center of her, I don't think the center of her forehead would be shaded too much. Okay, but it might be. So I'm imagining like this part would be kind of the brightest part, and then we're going to kind of fade it as it goes up into the hairline. Kind of like that. Ooh, I like that. Dinner. Sam made spaghetti this evening per my request, and I was so happy. Okay. I think that worked out quite well. Ooh. Okay, let's see if we can do that a little bit more. Nope, don't do that a little bit more. We're going to let that dry first, and then we're going to try it a little bit more. Okay. We haven't even gotten to the mouth yet. How long has this been going on? We've been doing this for a while. Oh, it's 9 o'clock already. I've been doing this over an hour, and I'm not even not even halfway done because the faces take forever. You know what? The face is coming along pretty well, though. I am kind of excited. Okay, well, I guess now is the time to do the mouth. So we're going to start with I think the top of the lower lip. She's got a downturned mouth here in worry. And then these 2 points here will be the lightest, so we'll kind of drag it down, I think. Okay. And I made it so she had a very thin upper lip, so maybe because like a little bit like she's kind of chewing on a little bit. Don't know if that's what's going to actually happen when I go for it. Like that. It looks like a good lip, but it looks like the light's kind of coming from the top. So I think I'll have to make the corners particularly dark to compensate for that. Now for the upper lip that's not part of the lip, which I feel is a word that we should all know, but we don't. And I'll look it up later. I feel like it would be from the rim of the outline of the lip, it would kind of be darkest at the bottom, and then going up it'd be lighter. So I'm going to kind of start like that and work our way up. Ooh, that's dark. but I'm liking it. And we'll kind of make it even darker as it goes towards the corners of the nose, I think. Okay. Now, let's go kind of drag it down a little bit so it doesn't look like she's smiling. Kind of looks like she's smiling right now, and I don't like that over here. On the right, it looks okay. On this side, it does not look okay. There we go. Better-ish. Dang, faces are so hard. Now, watercolor is so hard. Why did I do this? Why did I do this? Oh, I don't know, guys. This is usually in a project where I go, I need to step away for like a day, a week, a year, and then I come back to it. But since you all are watching, I can't just do that. Okay, so we're going to finish this. We're just going to go with the neck. And kind of fill it in like that. And it looks like, feels like it's darker up there now. Or it's not dark. It's drier up there now, so now I can make it a little bit darker. I guess that's the whole thing with watercolors. You kind of wait till you add a little bit, you wait till it's dry, then you add a little bit more, wait till it's dry, add a little bit more, wait till it's dry. Ugh. Purple, 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 purple. What medium do you like using? I really like acrylic paint because it dries really quickly. And so when I am feeling creative and I just want to get it done, it is a really easy medium to use. I also like it because most acrylic paint, when you work with it, the color that it looks like in the bottle or on your palette is pretty much what the color is going to look like when it is actually on your canvas, which is not, I cannot say is true for all paints. It's really frustrating when you go and you're like, oh, I really like this color, I'm going to put it on there, and then when it dries, it's a totally different color. It's not fun. So I like acrylic for that reason. Let's see. No, I did have a point here for this. I was gonna put like I did purple because I wanted purple undertones, but I actually do want this to look more skin color, so I should go there with pink. I should be doing this. I should be making this darker with pink. Oh, but not too dark. No, right. I'm gonna have to let that dry. Dang. Okay, gonna have to let that dry and go in with pink in a moment. Maybe a little bit more orange, I think. This is so bizarre. So bizarre to me. Oh, too pigmented. Ah! She just looks super gray and scary. Shoot. Mm. Oh well. All right. I'm gonna have to just let that sit. I'm gonna go with my initial reaction of let it sit and think about it. And I'm just gonna move on to a whole different part of this project. The actual screen. The actual part that makes this a haunted hard drive. So maybe watercolor shouldn't be my medium. Cause dang, I'm just not patient enough for this, and I want to keep tweaking and editing it um, long before I can actually do that. Long before it's actually a good idea. I am excited for this poison apple skull knife deal, though. Okay. Outline, outline, outline. Make it look like an apple. Okay. Now to outline the knife. Okay. There has to be a smoother way to do this. I'm not sure what it is yet. Also, I'm impatient, so that probably is contributing. To me, not just wanting to figure it out. I just want it to be done. Okay. Outline complete. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. So now Let's, okay, do the inside of the eye sockets. Now for the nostrils. Nostril holes, I should say. Look like these strips will be like teeth. And I think I'm gonna let that dry. I think, and so I can go in later. Now we're gonna, I think, take this and add eyebrows. I think I'm just gonna be done with the skin. The more I mess with it, I think the worse it will look. So I need to just leave it and be happy with the skin as it is. And add some eyebrows. Because she is worried she does have eyebrows, and we need to see that. Okay, so I had them stitched like that. No worries. Apparently she's just gonna have very black eyebrows too. That's gonna be a thing. She did a makeup tutorial earlier. That's what she's really worried about. She did a makeup tutorial and it didn't look good at all. Yeah, these eyebrows suck. I love it. I actually really love how bad they are. I should have just gone in with brown. What was I thinking? All right. Instead of just do like the green and the black and then add the brown on top, just going with brown instead. Okay, the hair is dried, so I'm gonna go in with brown and color the top of it. Now, one of the things that I had to learn as an adult in this whole art thing is that even if like it doesn't seem like it, you really do have to pretend like every stroke counts, because at some point somewhere along the line it will count. So even though I want to just kind of whitewash all this with brown, I have to go in with strokes that as if it is the as if you'll be able to see everything, as if it's the first thing going on the paper. Okay. And I'm not trying to mix any interesting colors with the brown. I'm just going straight with the brown that's in the palette. Okay. This lady is really weird looking. Ghost in the hard drive. More like ghost of the person who was working the hard drive. Okay. Eyes and lips. Eyes and lips. I think it's time to commit. Now, what's interesting about eyes is that most of the time you don't really see the full iris, and so it's how you show a person's emotion is in how much of the iris you reveal. So, for instance, in this situation, I'm going to actually show quite a bit of the top of the iris because you normally don't see that, and I will really emphasize the fact that her eyes are more open than they normally would be. And then on the bottom, maybe not show as much to show that she's kind of squinting or wincing in in fear. Let's see. I don't know where. Let's see. I'm gonna add some dots to show her eyelashes. But my brush is not that fine, so if I try to go too detailed, it'll just look like a big blob. Let's see. And for her color, eye color, we're just gonna go with a black brown. If it had to be a color, it'd be a very dark brown. And her eyes, let's see, there would be reflection. There would be reflection on the eyes. So we're gonna do it kind of towards the bottom. The reflection's gonna be on the bottom. Add some more pigment. And then and then let's see, I don't think we really need to add pupils. You wouldn't really be able to see them. But I do want to now add a mouth. For sure, because this is part of her expression. I've been avoiding it for a little too long. Okay. And give her some slightly pink lips. And we're not going to worry about where the light's coming from, I think. I'm having difficulty with that with these lips, so I'm just going to put them on there and hope for the best. Should reflect skulls. Oh yeah, it should reflect skulls. I really do think that she's watching like the makeup tutorial from hell here. This is funny to me. Mm. Looking so good. Her eyes are perfect. Thanks. Thank you. That's really encouraging to hear. It doesn't feel like it. Okay. Now, I think to... Okay, now we're going to put some of this pink onto her neck. Oh, but with some water so it actually applies. So it's going to look like she has a really messy face compared to her neck. So we're going to add some purple. Because I really don't like that it's not the same like that. Okay. This is exhausting. Guys, how do people do this? How do people do this for hours with an audience? So I don't know if any of you have ever heard of Twitch, but Twitch is a live streaming service, very much like what we're doing right now, but it's dedicated solely to just having live content. And there's a lot of really cool videos out there that I would recommend. A lot of people who do art. It was mostly started as gaming, but a lot of it has since kind of grown, and it's a lot of people do art as well. So you can really see like a whole bunch of other people paint. You don't even have to sign up. You can just go on there without an account, and you can look up like, hey, I want to see somebody painting, and you get of the people who are painting live, you can see what options are there, and it keeps those recordings, so if you missed a particular artist that you wanted to see, you can go back later. Now, if I were smart enough, I'd probably have a Twitch account, but I feel like I'm having a difficulty enough anyways with just a regular this with a Facebook account, so I'm not gonna go gung-ho or anything about that. Okay. Now I think this is mostly dry except for the eyes on the skull. Hi, Evan. So I'm going to paint red onto this apple skull. And if I knew what I was doing, I could make it look like it was glowing, but I don't know what I'm doing. So we'll see if I can make it look like glowing with just guesswork. Never heard of it. Sounds good. Yeah. Be careful though. There's some very interesting live content on there. Nothing on Twitch. There's nothing you're not supposed to do any nudity or anything, but that hasn't stopped people from getting creative. Okay. Gonna leave that be for a second. I think for the bottom of this quote unquote apple, skull apple, we're going to do a solid red. Not like a light red, but a very solid, as if it were a marker red. I'm using a lot of pigment. Okay. Da-da! Let's see, you could finish it tomorrow if you want. No rules here. No, well, tomorrow I have something else I have to do. Tomorrow I have another theme. The point is to get as much work out as possible, and I just decided to be ambitious and go with watercolor. That's my fault. But maybe tomorrow, I might not do watercolor. Now for the knife in the top of this skull apple. See what's going on. Let's see, what color should that be? Don't want it to be gray. This is already kind of gray. But maybe it should just be black. Maybe it should just be black. Because I feel like if I try to go into too much detail with this knife, it won't look like a logo like I want it to. So we're going to do that. I think we'll just go with a silhouette of a knife into this apple. And maybe to make sure that everybody knows it is a knife, have a pointy end coming at the side here, at the bottom. Dun dun! All right. Me gusta. Or j'aime. J'aime. It, I like. Okay. Now, let's see. Now to kind of go in and do some touch-ups on the whole piece to see what, see if there's anything I can do to make it look good. And actually for this, I might do some touch-ups after this video with acrylic on top of some of this dark area so that it will be more, so I really can get that whole haunted hard drive going. So it really does have a Halloween feel to it. This doesn't necessarily feel Halloween, it just feels kind of creepy, but it's not really Halloween. Which I kind of want. Oh wait, no, I don't want purple. Ah! Nope. Pick that up. Pick that up. I want pink. Which now looks brown. Because this is brown over here. And I put water on it. Watercolor is so hard, guys. Okay. Okay. I think that will kind of do for today. I'm going to go in, I think with blue and kind of lightly add some of this color here, the blue to the background. So it looks like a blue wall, kind of sad and full of despair. I feel like I've learned a lot from this one today, even if it didn't quite turn out how I wanted. I have learned a lot. And I hope that you guys learned with me too. I hope you guys had a good time while I was here. I had a good time. I really enjoyed your company. This made this a lot more interesting and dynamic. Like I would never have come up with this by myself, at least not so quickly. And so it's nice to have audience participation, and kind of help you kind of, create content like this. And I think we're just gonna leave this. I suppose originally just gonna be like the top of the rim of the laptop, but I do like it kind of how white it is. So I think I'll just leave that right there. Okay. All right, now let's see what the final result looks like. I'm gonna take up the tape and see, because I'm a little too impatient. I'm not a patient person when it comes to things like this. I want to see the result. Oop. Oh, I should close this before I get paint everywhere. The best way to get better is to try things that you're not certain you can do. I agree with that wholeheartedly. So what you're saying then, Jason, is that you'll be doing watercolor soon, right? Right? Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, it looks so much nicer. It looks like there's kind of a frame on it. Oh, that's so good. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with think with acrylic later and add some details to make it more Halloween-y, but I think this is it. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow for something Watership Wharf. I can't remember what it is. All right. Good night, and y'all take care of yourselves and have a good October.